The Shawshank Redemption wasn't an instant box office success when it released in 1994. It was overshadowed by bigger hits of the year, but over time, it slowly became a beloved movie. Through television broadcasts, home video, and word of mouth, audiences discovered a story that was far more than a prison drama. It was a story about surviving life's darkest moments without losing yourself. Andy Dufresne is one of cinema's most unusual heroes. He isn't physically intimidating, he rarely raises his voice, and he never becomes the toughest man in the room. His greatest strength is something much harder to destroy: hope. Throughout the movie, Andy refuses to let Shawshank take away his identity. He uses his intelligence to help the prison guards with their finances, expands the prison library into something meaningful, and gives his fellow inmates opportunities they never imagined. Every small victory reminds the prisoners and the audience that life can still have purpose, even in the darkest places. While Andy's story drives the plot, the emotional heart of the movie belongs to his friendship with Ellis "Red" Redding. Red provides warmth, wisdom, and honesty, but he spent so many years in prison that he stopped believing life outside is possible. To Red, hope is dangerous because disappointment hurts too much. He's learned to survive by expecting nothing. Andy slowly changes that. Their friendship isn't built through dramatic speeches or grand gestures. Instead, it's formed through ordinary conversations, shared laughter, and years of quiet trust. They help each other survive without even realizing it. Red also becomes the audience's guide. Through his narration, we don't just understand Andy, we understand ourselves. His famous line,
"Get busy living or get busy dying,"
becomes more than a memorable quote. It becomes the film's philosophy. The greatest lesson in The Shawshank Redemption is that real freedom doesn't happen overnight. Andy spends nearly 20 years digging his escape tunnel with nothing more than a tiny rock hammer. Every night he removes a little more stone. No one notices because the progress is almost invisible. That tunnel becomes one of the greatest symbols in movie history. It represents every goal that seems impossible, every dream that takes years to achieve, and every personal struggle that requires patience instead of instant success. In today's world, where people expect immediate results, Andy reminds us that meaningful change happens one step at a time. When he finally escapes through the hundreds of yards of sewage before emerging into the rain with his arms stretched towards the sky, the moment feels earned. It's not simply an exciting prison escape. It's the release of decades of perseverance, sacrifice, and unwavering belief. The rain doesn't just wash away the dirt, it washes away despair. What makes The Shawshank Redemption timeless is its humanity. It isn't filled with massive action sequences or spectacular visual effects. Instead, it invests in its characters who feel real and emotions that everyone recognizes. It understands that courage often looks quiet, friendship can save a life, and hope can be the strongest act of rebellion. The final reunion on the beach at Zihuatanejo isn't satisfying simply because Andy escaped prison. It's satisfying because both Andy and Red escaped hopelessness. After years of darkness, they finally reach a place where life can begin again. That final image stays with audiences because it represents something universal. We all dream of finding our version of that beach, a place where our struggles are behind us, and tomorrow feels full of possibility. The Shawshank Redemption ultimately teaches us that hope is never naive. It's courageous. It asks us to believe in a better future, even when there's no evidence that one exists. Andy Dufresne never stopped digging because he believed freedom was possible. Red finally chose hope because he learned that life was still waiting for him. That's why the film continues to inspire new generations. It isn't simply a story about escaping prison. It's about escaping fear, despair, and the belief that our lives can never change. As long as people face hardship, and as long as they continue searching for hope, The Shawshank Redemption will remain one of cinema's most powerful and meaningful stories.